Alright, these are some of our parts we got. The new solenoid for the transmission, trans brake. The bell housing. We got the adapter for the turbo. Here's the solenoid for boost control. We also got some head gaskets, LS9s. Hopefully we can build the engine this weekend or something. But yeah, there's a little update. What did we just do, Cody?
I was trying to say, and here we are. We just put a damn ass bell housing on that hog.
Yes. And what are we fixing to do?
Put a trans brake solenoid on that hog.
I like it. Alright, it's a little backstory. I bought this trans, it wasn't new. I was gonna say used, but
New to you, dude.
yeah, for real. Anywho, I bought this trans, and it was supposed to be a fresh rebuild. It had been passed around a bunch, so I really don't know the specs for anything that's inside of it. I put it in my car. I cut the bell housing off of it to put it in my car. That's why I didn't have bell housing, and we had to buy this one. But whenever I put it in my car, put fluid in it and everything, and it wouldn't back off the lift. I asked around, and my trans guy, Rustin, said that it's probably because it doesn't have a trans brake solenoid. It just has this block off. And so we're gonna put this trans brake solenoid on it, and whenever we put it in the Fox, we'll wire it up, make sure it works and everything. Hopefully that's the only problem with this trans, because we've never ran it and we don't know. We were told it was rebuilt by Freak Show out of Abilene, I believe. Friends calling Freak Show. But anywho, hopefully it's good. Hopefully it'll hold up. The Fox is light, so I mean it's not like it's in my car. It would have been under a big load, but he said big load. But hopefully this works out. We'll probably have to do something with the. Well, we can use a dipstick out of the other one. I just got to take that back off because that's for my car. 6AN lines. I don't think. Did we have 6AN lines on this? Yeah, we did, but they were just, yeah, it was a weird fittings. But we'll still run that. So now we just got to do that, and I think the trans will be ready to go. We need to, I guess, pull the. Yeah, we still got to pull the converter out of Anthony's car, but that should be it. Shouldn't be too much longer. We'll put this on real quick. Alright, so this little plug was in there. Well, now it won't go back in. But anywho, in there, and this little bracket just held it on. So we should be able, yep, to just put that right there and bolt this on. Let's go ahead and torque it to spec real quick. Click. Yeah, click. Now we just gotta hook one of these to ground and one of them to positive, and we'll do that through a switch. That way we can probably wire it up where we can bump it and all that stuff too. We'll see. And here we are. We're going to start tearing down the 4.8. Me and Cody over there. 4.8. Let's see. We got some bent rods. There's one. Can you see that? Yep. I think, yeah, these two up here, it had melted one piston and broke it and then bent the other rod. I think all the other rods are good, but we're going to go ahead and pull these out. We will pull the cam out and pull the crank out, check all the bearings, and then go from there. Alright, we got all the pistons off. Now we're going to take out the cam. Alright, we got all the main caps off of it. And oh yeah, we never did pull the cam. We'll pull the cam after we crank out. Everything looks good though. Well, I may have lied. Yeah, I can't get that off. I'll cut all this out. Let's see.
Was the bearing still on there?
Yeah, that one is.
Yeah.
But it moves, so I don't think it's ruined. Let's get. And we're back. That's not supposed to come out with the cam. The center cam bearing came out with us. It was real loose. That one does not look good though, and neither does this one over here. So don't always not look at your cam bearings. All these main bearings, that one doesn't look bad, but this one is trashed. The top half of this one's trashed. This one's trashed. So we'll go ahead and put main bearings in it, new cam bearings, all new bearings throughout, I guess, because we'll do the rod bearings too. Here's some of the other halves. For those that don't know, this 4.8 here made 1,064 on the dyno in my Trans Am. It's a Formula.
Don't church it up,
For
son.
real, I better not. Sorry, everybody. I'm poor. It made 1,064 though to the tire on 31 pounds with a bigger turbo, bigger than what we're gonna put on this one. But it lived for a long time at that power though, and on the street we hit it with a 100 shot on top of that, so it was probably around 1150 horsepower, something like that. It finally let go in Dallas though whenever I was racing the ZR1. Like after I had already let off from the pull or whatever, I noticed a big flame coming out the side of my car, and it was just a lot of oil dumping out the exhaust and caught on fire. But it had melted one of the pistons, and we found 3 total bent rods, but I think 2 of those had already bent before because I had pushed out some head gaskets on this thing too. Good old rev limiter. This thing's been a pretty good engine, pretty gangster so far. We'll put new bearings in it, use stock pistons, rods again, stock crank. I don't know, man. I've spun this thing pretty high for a stock bottom end, because this was in my car whenever I hit 171, and we were probably not in the quarter mile. That was just on a street race. But yeah, I was probably spinning at like 7,500 RPM then. So we'll use the same rotating assembly. It's got a custom spec cam for a stock bottom end 6.0, but we ran it in the 4.8. LS7 lifters, yeah, stock heads. It had a stock intake, LS6 intake, and stock throttle body whenever it made the 1,064, but we'll use that 102 we got for the Fox, and I don't know, we may fix that LS2 intake or try to use like a truck intake or something. It really doesn't matter. We're feeding boost through it, so it doesn't have to flow good on its own. But the next thing to do, probably in the next video, will be start measuring everything, and we need to order bearings because we don't have that, and we actually got to take the engine to the machine shop to drop it off to get the cam bearings fixed because those 3 are messed up. So we'll get them all fixed, and whenever we get it back, we'll start building it and then put it in. Shouldn't take too long, hopefully, but we got to measure the new pistons, make sure everything's good with those. We still got a lot of work we can do while we're waiting for the machine shop. We'll see how it goes.